We also have joining the conversation Al-Hassan Suhuyini, who is going to be chairing one of those committees as well, and he joins us via phone. Honorable Suhuyini, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother, and good morning to my other panelists.
It's good to have you. I know
Good
you're
morning,
on...
Ben.
Is that Samuel Obeng?
Yes, it is.
No, right. Okay, so stay with me, Mr. Obeng. Thank you for joining the conversation. But Al-Hassan, since I hear you're pretty tied up this morning, I'm going to start with you. How do you react, first of all? We'll talk about the private members bill for starters. It's been 4 years. We know the history of this. Has it lived up to expectation, at least your expectation, this private members bill and what it has been used for, including the LGBTQI plus bill and some of those that have been cast away, set aside by the president because they put a strain, or they will likely put a strain on the consolidated fund? Your thoughts, Al-Hassan Suhuyini?
Well, thank you very much, Ben, for this very, very important discussion that you are seeking to conduct this morning. I think one of the problems with our democracy is the level of appreciation people have, especially when it comes to the working of the different arms of government, say the judiciary, the executive, and then the legislature. I think that there is some level of, low appreciation of the responsibilities that are assigned and how those responsibilities are discharged. I mean, sometimes there's, you can say, a higher understanding of the responsibilities imposed, but then there is little appreciation of how, those responsibilities can be discharged. So I think this is a very, very important conversation that you are seeking to have this morning. And I hope that people are going to be very candid and listeners are also going to be very open-minded and appreciate the issues as they are. On the subject of the, private members bill, I would say that, yes, it has lived up to expectation. Members of parliament, since it was introduced, have shown some remarkable interest in taking up the opportunity to propose new legislation. In some cases, they have not met the constitutional provision, and so they do not even see the light of day. But the few that have actually met that constitutional requirement of not posing a charge on the consolidated fund have gone through the mill and the process of getting passed into law. And you see that within the period, we have had a number of private member bills, either considered and passed into law or pending the assent of His Excellency the President. So generally speaking, I think that there is still room for even more issues to be addressed, by our parliamentarians. Because until, for example, the way I began, until this private members bill came about, it was very common for you, an MP, to be accosted on the street or in your constituency and ask why you are not proposing to make law on one matter or the other. Why, as an MP, you are not leading to make law on one issue or the other. People did not even realize that by the nature of our governance architecture, bills usually emanated from the executive. And that, I remember saying this on another platform, the discussion, I think it was on your platform, the discussion had to continue after when one colleague, Kofi Kapito, I will mention his name, called me and had issues with the way I put it, that Parliament does government business. For a very long time, Parliament always used to do government business. And so you have the private business, which is usually question time, statement time by members of Parliament, and that's considered private business. And that's what members of Parliament were, if you like, resign to, which you could call their business. But any other thing in terms of passing law, passing budget, those were government businesses. And so this private members bill has given members the opportunity to also propose laws and legislation on how some of the issues that we face as a country can be dealt with by law. And I think that members of parliament's attitude towards this new development has been impressive. The only dampener, I mean, the downside of this has been the president's attitude of late. It is the executive attitude of late that is seeking to put some impediments and some roadblocks and some, if you like, discouragement, when it comes to taking up the opportunity to propose bills and regulations that can help improve our governance architecture. I haven't been impressed at all with the way His Excellency the President, especially because of the flippant attitude towards the LGBTQ issue. He has extended it to even some other bills that he initially even assented to, and it is putting a dampener on it. But it is my hope that the attitude of the executive will change to encourage more members of parliament to take up the responsibility of proposing legislation that will not necessarily impose cost on the consolidated fund, but will help improve our governance architecture better. So I think that it has lived up to expectation. The only downside is the attitude of the executive now.